Let me tell you what is in the bill, and I'll let you all decide whether or not this is weak. Let me get down here a compendium of the things that are in the bill. One, the death penalty. It provides 53 death penalty offenses. Weak as can be, you know? We do everything but hang people for jaywalking in this bill. That's weak stuff.
Now I'm going to point out some specific things, 6 of them, that we find inadequate about the President's plan. I think the President has to join us in making a significantly greater commitment to these 6 areas to stem the rising tide of violence in America, and that's what it is, violence. First, we have to join together to ensure that drug dealers are punished swiftly, surely, and severely. And in line with what the President is calling for, we have to hold every drug user accountable. Because if there were no drug users, there would be no appetite for drugs and there'd be no market for them. Let's take a look at what the real problem is. It's not just how many people are using drugs. As the President said, the number of people using drugs, cocaine in particular, is down in our country. That's true. But the violence associated with drugs is spewing out all over America, and that's terrible. I know it's hard to believe, but this very day, violent drug offenders will commit more than 100,000 crimes on this day alone. And the sad part is that we have no more police in the streets of our major cities than we had 10 years ago. And what the President proposes won't help much. What he proposes is no increase over what the Congress has already approved last year. In a nutshell, the President's plan doesn't include enough police officers to catch the violent thugs, not enough prosecutors to convict them, not enough judges to sentence them, and not enough prison cells to put them away for a long time. That's why right now, 6 out of every 10 criminals who are arrested on drug charges have their cases dropped. That's why we think the President should triple the commitment that he's made tonight for police, prosecutors, and judges for our cities and our states.
We have a story out of Columbia, Missouri. Now, you have a brother by the name of Lawrence Lawhorn. Now, this brother is going to confront a Columbia, Missouri police officer because this police officer pulled him over and arrested him for having meth in his car. Now, think about that for a minute. A black person with meth. So after that arrest, this brother found this cop on a traffic stop, waited for him to get finished, got out of his car, and went to go confront him on planting evidence.
One thing I'm not going to do is tolerate you. Why are you asking? Why are you violent? Because I'm tired of you flagging us down, accusing us of being crooked.
I didn't flag you there. You are crooked. You planted drugs.
I didn't plant shit on you.
You did, and I got to take the proof.
Your ass prove it.
Your ass
get out of my face.
You're going down.
Bring
it. For the law.
Okay.
You're going down. That's all it is to it. Ain't no two-way about it. I got to take. You're going down. That's all it is to it, Pat. The next time you get violent with a citizen, you're going to be in trouble. He's taping it.
How have I been violent?
Why did
Explain to me
you
how
put
I've
your finger in my face?
Because I am tired of you accusing my character and my integrity.
I voice to you. Why'd you point your finger in my face?
Because I have to talk over you because you won't stop talking.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
Does that cause you to incite violence?
I am tired of you.
You shouldn't have planted the dope.
I didn't.
I got proof you did.
Okay, and I doubt you do.
So when you get on that tape, when you watch that tape, what'd you tell that officer?
I haven't watched the tape.
Why
I was there.
You know what you did?
Whoa.
Exactly what you did, man.
It went.
That's neither here nor there. Listen. Here's the biggest. We'll start off right here, right? When you make observation of the tape, you go watch the tape.
You tell me. You watched them.
Went straight to the dope. When you put the dope at, you're so fucking stupid. You put the dope too far under the seat with someone in the car would put it there. Even the state is saying that. Even Stephanie Morrell is saying that. Now when you look at that, where it's placed at, you exclusive to be you. You know why?
Oh man, YouTube stuff. This is YouTube shit here.
You search the car prior to putting me in there, right?
When?
Did you search the car prior to putting me in there? search the car prior to putting me in there?
Did I put you in the car?
Did you search? Yes. You put me there.
Did I search
you
the car?
search the car prior to putting me
No, I
in there?
didn't.
You didn't? You wrote in the report you did.
No, that is not true.
That is true. I just read it with my lawyer. You did.
Okay.
You made it conclusive that it's either me or you. One or the other. It's only one of the two unless you want to say turn over. So what are you going to say? It's only one of the two.
Who got you out of the car to jail?
It's only one of the two.
Who got you out
It's
of the car
only
to
one
jail?
of the two. Listen, once you say, listen, check this out. Without raising voice. Listen.
No, you
Check this
won't
out.
answer my question. You just want to keep talking.
Wait.
I just asked you 4 times. Who got you out of the car to jail?
Turn over.
Okay. Who found the dope?
Turn over.
So why are you sitting here accusing me of doing anything?
Check this out. You want me to tell you why I'm accusing you of putting it there?
Yeah.
You told another officer that you didn't.
No, that is false.
I have it on tape. I have it
Really?
wholeheartedly factually on tape. Where you going to? I'm going to go get my MacBook right now so you can see. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going to? I'm going to get my MacBook. Go to court.
Definitely
Go to court. But you threw it turned over under the bus like you did.
No. No one did it.
No one did. I put it there?
No one did it.
Did I put it there?
Huh?
Did I put it there?
You would have been the only one.
So if I didn't put it there, it's only me, you, and turned over, right?
You put it there.
I put it there. My DNA should be on there, right?
Okay, be quiet,
You
baby.
searched me for 3.5 years.
I guess mine should be.
No, mine should be.
I guess mine should be.
Shouldn't
According
mine?
to you.
Shouldn't mine?
According to you,
No,
mine should
shouldn't
be.
mine be on there? Shouldn't my DNA be on that bag? You searched me thoroughly. You found me before you put me in the vehicle and you know it wasn't in my head. Right? So my DNA should be on it.
I'm
Your
not
ass
arguing.
is grass, bro. Your ass is grass. You're going down in the court of law, man.
Now
You
he's
fucked your
yelling.
career up, man.
Now he's
You
yelling.
fucked your career up. You are going
I
down.
didn't do
You
it.
can't even look me in my face and tell me I
I
put
put you
that
straight
dope
in your
there.
eye this whole
And
time.
told me I put it there.
Yes.
I put the dope there.
You would have
You are
had
the
to.
dirtiest type of cop there is, man. You're gonna take me from my baby to my family. And you're going down for it. I will die making sure you go down for putting that dope on me. You better believe it.
Okay.
You better believe it.
Well, I'm not the one with the drug history.
You better believe it. I don't have one. I don't have a Put you in the motherfucking gun. I don't have a drug history.
Okay.
Now research my background before you do it.
Okay.
You dumb motherfucker.
Now who's shouting?
You're in the worst type of trouble in the world, man.
No
You're planning on it intelligently.
Then, you know what? Then prove it.
You're in the worst trouble in the world. You
Very.
are going down.
You too.
Sacrifice your career.
Don't
You
be
make a
banging
bad choice.
Now do you feel better?
You're going down. No, I won't feel better until you're done.
Okay.
Until you are done. I promise you won't serve in this city no more. You're going down. You better believe it, Papineau. You're going down, man. You're wrong. You're a corrupt cop. We picked you to protect and serve. You're wrong.
Whoa, man. That's right.
Let's go.
Put your thing on.
He's going down. Hey, you make lucky on my word, buddy. You're gonna see him go down, man. He's wrong. He is corrupt. I promise you on my soul. He put dope in a car. He's corrupt.
Whoa, man.
Get his
Okay.
face. No, you get his face.
Yeah.
Get his face.
We done?
Get his face.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not done until you are removed from your official capacity and incarcerated. That's when I'm done.
Okay.
You're going down, Pap, and you and I know wholeheartedly. I got that tape, buddy.
I'm sorry you feel
I got that tape. I'm sorry you did what you did and you fucked up. You're just not that smart.
Was how Biden said it.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said, rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malfactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. But we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist, and we must deal with that.
Many people will tell you across the country, Victor, black folks included, that the crime bill and the reaction to what was happening in the early 90s. Now, look, I was only about 3 or 4, but I'm a student of history. What was happening in the early 90s, the reaction was an overcorrection to a very real issue. But we are going to see some policy rollouts from our campaign very soon, Victor. I know folks have questions about what is Vice President Biden's criminal justice policy.
Is it now
and those are going to come.
Now
but I mean,
the campaign's position that the crime bill did contribute to mass incarceration?
Victor, I think the vice president, his comments speak for themselves. What is very clear is
but his comment was that it does not contribute to mass incarceration. The former president who signed it said it did.
Look, Victor, if we play the whole clip, what he also said was, that the majority of folks that are incarcerated were incarcerated at the state level.
And there's a reason for that. Let me put up the Truth in Sentencing incentives here.
And I mean, there is a reason for that.
But there's a reason. Let me put it up. Let me put it up on the screen, guys. The Truth in Sentencing section of the 1994 crime bill. This is page 21. It incentivized it offered billions of dollars to build new correctional facilities if states would increase the percentage of convicted violent offenders, increase the average prison time, increase the percentage of the sentence was there. Did this bill not incentivize putting more people in jail and keeping them there longer?
Victor, I am not going to sit here and tell you the crime bill was perfect. There was some really great preventative things that it did. It took on the NRA, and then there was an overcorrection. What you're describing was an overcorrection. There was a reach. Some folks went too far. The bill wasn't perfect. Republicans fought to put a lot of things in that bill. Democrats fought to get a lot of things out of the bill. But at the end of the day, Victor, at the end of the day, no one is suggesting that what has happened, what has ravaged communities over the last 27 years does not need to be fixed. No one is suggesting that there's not a real issue, there's not a real problem or a real issue. And I'm here to tell you that Vice President Biden will roll out, you'll see a criminal justice policy soon. We are going to continue to have this conversation about the crime bill throughout the campaign trail. But we're also going to put forward some policies, Victor. So just wait and see. Give us a minute. Wait and see.
We will look forward to those. Simone Sanders, thanks so much.
Spread your legs, you're going to be frisked. Drop your hands. You say that to somebody in North Dakota, they think it's a frisk. Drop your hands to the side, you know. They think you're in trouble, right? I need a hug, kid. Come on. I need a hug. God. 50. Remember, no serious guys in your 30s. Okay?
Let me tell you what is in the bill, and I'll let you all decide whether or not this is weak. Let me get down here a compendium of the things that are in the bill. One, the death penalty. It provides 53 death penalty offenses. Weak as can be, you know? We do everything but hang people for jaywalking in this bill. That's weak stuff.